1 year after the Boston Marathon bombings shook the city to its core, hundreds of people are heading back to Boston for Monday's race.
And many others, Allison, are telling their stories. Dr. Lena Wen, now at George Washington University Hospital, was working in the Boston ER the day of the bombing.
Jeanette Reyes sat down with her to talk about what the doctor calls the most terrifying day of her life.
On the afternoon of April 15th, the scene at Massachusetts General Hospital in Boston was much like any other day, when suddenly a startling announcement blared over the speakers.
I heard the loudspeaker say that there were bombs that had detonated.
Unimaginable tragedy at the finish line of the famous Boston Marathon. 2 bombs exploding among thousands of spectators. 3 were killed, more than 260 injured.
They required resuscitation and CPR. Some were missing arms and legs, and everyone was covered with blood and soot.
Dr. Wen, a highly skilled DR doctor, was trained for this, but her Ivy League training couldn't prepare her for a simple text message she received from her husband minutes before.
He was at the finish line, or about to go to the finish line to watch the race.
And if her husband, Sebastian Walker, was at the finish line, there was a chance he was severely injured, possibly killed. Still, Dr. Wen had lives to save.
I do remember this one woman who looked at me, and all she could ask was where her husband was and where her children were. And I couldn't help but think to myself, too, where's my husband?
She thought the worst and looked for him among the chaos.
My husband's phone has a pretty distinctive ring, and I kept on hearing that ring go off, and my heart would stop.
Purely by the lack of a telephone call from a colleague, I wasn't at the finish line. Who knows where I would have been at the finish line.
Cell service was shut down, and for 4 hours, Walker couldn't get through to his wife. But finally, that phone call, he was alive and okay.
Told her I loved her.
The married couple moved to the D.C. area last summer, but they carry those memories with them, along with a profound sense of gratefulness.
You've got a second chance, and you just don't take that person for granted.
And as far as the marathon this year, the couple tells me they don't feel emotionally ready to attend just yet. In the newsroom, Jeanette Reyes, ABC 7 News.